Hello friends, welcome back. Myself Chetan Sonar and today we are going to discuss what are the custom hooks in React. So we'll discuss that why we should use it, when we should use it, and how it helps us to write better code into our React application. So without wasting any time, let's get started. What are the hooks basically into our React applications? Hooks are nothing but when we were creating the class-based component in the earlier versions of React. So there were some state-related life cycles for methods for that. Okay, through which we were able to change and manipulate the components, UI, and all that kind of stuff. And we were also able to store the state of the class of the components. So hooks basically provides us the feature React features into function components. So what we do in Hook, we basically provide the function components React features, which are available into the class-based components. So that's the basic idea of what hooks it is. Okay. Now that is the fun thing that hooks, as we have seen, that hooks are designed for functional components, so that is only getting called from the functional components, and that is also from the React functional components. Hooks cannot be conditional, so you cannot write a conditional statement that create a if this is the thing, then do this hook and else call this. Okay, and as we discussed, your components function hooks are designed for functional components, and hooks name must always start with use name. Okay, so use selector, use date, uh, use effect, use state. These are all system provided, React provided hooks available into the application. Okay, so how do we create hooks into our application? That we will see. But that name should also start with the use name, user name. Now I'm back into my computer screen, and here what I've done here is like I've created a basic application where I'm just showcasing some data. I'm calling an API and fetching some weather related details for in multiple cities. For that, I have created an .NET API where I'm just returning a static data for multiple cities, all the weather related data. And I'm calling this API and I'm just setting it to the state and just showing the all the details. Here, if you just go into the browser, here for New York, I've shown the temperature in Celsius, in Fahrenheit, summary, and all this kind of details. So the same for that I've created an API in .NET. For that also, if you try the same example, just make sure whenever you create an API, just enable the codes into that. It's not necessary to have the same kind of thing. You can have any complex logic into your application, and that you can copy into our custom hooks. So it's not necessary that it's only the API related things. It can be anything over here. So here I've created all these things, and here the city weather component contains the details. Okay. So let's get started with the creating the hook actually. Now let's just create an script file. I'll just name it as use API.ts, and here we'll just stop this application. Okay. Const use API equals to arrow function, and here we'll just export this, export default. I'll take the input parameter as URL. type of string. And now just copy the code from here. Add import from React. This one also I will take there. Now hook, import this thing, import the interface. Now just return data. Here we'll say return type is I weathers added. Okay. And now we are going to use this over here. We'll say const data equals to use API, and we need to just pass a string from here, and this URL we are going to use over here. Okay. Now let's just try this. The npm start again. Now we'll try whether this use API is returning us the result or not. Let's see. Yeah, it worked. So you can see that it's still working. So what we have done over here, that we have created a custom hook with the name use API, and we have passed an URL as an input parameter to the hook, and in the hook we have written a use effect, and in that we have stored the data and stored into the state, and we have just written that. Okay, so in hooks. So what is the basically difference between the hook and the components? The hook, in the hook, we can take any input parameters and we can make return type as whatever we want. Here I have taken as return type as iWeathers. You can maybe take any JSX code, simple HTML, maybe JSX code or some array, or maybe a single object or anything, whatever you want, as per your choice. But in the components, we should always return the uh, JSX code only. That is the basic difference between what we can say in the hook between the hooks and the components. Here, that's what the question is, like why we have not used a different component rather than using the hook, because components cannot return the arrays. We should always return the JSX code from the components. Okay, so yeah, that's it for today. Thank you.